Hello, I'm Chef Don McMillan. Well, I'm Chef Don, and today we are going to make a wonderful chicken stock from scratch. And here's how we do it. First of all, these are the chicken bones that we boned out earlier, and we saved that. You'll notice there's some skin in there as well, and that's all well and good because it's going to add to flavor, and everything we do is about flavor. Keep that in mind. Here's the 3 ingredients that always go into stock because they are aromatic and add so much wonderful flavor and color to your stock. Carrots, celery, and onions. We're also going to add a couple of bay leaves, some parsley stems that we saved. Don't throw them away because they make wonderful stock. And about 4 or 5 peppercorns. Not too many. Too many will just explode your whole house. You'll blow everybody out. It'll just be too aromatic. And of course some cold water. So let's assemble our bones in our pot. And I'll tell you, making stock is so easy. It's aromatic. The house will smell just wonderful. And you can use the stock to flavor your rice. You can use it to flavor your soups. So many different things you can do with it. So it's really easy to make. And let me tell you this, you can freeze it. Just put it in a container and keep it tight. Put it in your freezer, and that's it. And use it as well. It will defrost in the refrigerator. When you put it in your microwave, it'll defrost on top of your range in about 5 minutes. You don't even have to worry about defrosting it. Okay, here goes our vegetables that we cut up earlier. Remember, I was telling you 50% onions, 25% carrots, and 25% celery will make the perfect stock balance. Now, you don't need a scale to measure it. I just do it by eye, and that works good. Always start with cold water. Reason being is we don't want a cloudy stock. If you have a cloudy stock, then it just is not eye appealing, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And a little more water in there. You should always cover the bones, so have enough water so that the bones and all the ingredients are floating, not stuck to the bottom, because you don't want it to burn on the bottom of the pot. Now, when your stock cooks, it'll start to come to a boil, and once it comes to a boil, turn it down to a simmer. You can see over here in the pot that I've already started that it's starting to simmer. So you just turn it down to low, and then you'll notice a little bit of foam comes to the top. Very simple. Just take your ladle and insert it, and the foam just automatically, look, just comes right in there, and we take that out. Now, the reason I'm doing that is I don't want this foam to be part of my stock, because what will happen, it'll make it cloudy, and I don't like cloudy stock. I want it to be nice and clear, and that's an important factor in making stock. And also flavor. So let me tell you what happens when stock is cooking. You'll see the liquid boiling up, and as it's boiling up, it's coming up the side of the pot and going back down. So we've got this convection going up, and every time it comes up and down, it flavors the pot. Think about a percolator, like maybe a coffee pot percolating, and the water coming up and going to the grounds, and it coming up, and every time it does it, you add more flavor. Well, the same thing happens with stock. The more you do it, the more flavor you get. So in making chicken stock or veal stock, you really want to cook it for about 4 to 6 hours. That will do the job perfectly. Fish stock is different because that only takes about a half an hour, but with this, you want it to develop the flavor. Bones and skins are such a natural part of it that it adds the flavor to it. To leave it out would really not make a good stock. So you want that. Now, we'll strain all that out, so it's not like you're going to have to worry about things floating around in there, but the flavor is what it's all about. So that's basically how you make good stock. And then the last thing you want to do is, once the stock is developed, is to go ahead and strain it through a fine mesh strainer, and then that's it. All right, our stock is now done. Oh, it just smells wonderful. We're just driving everybody crazy here with the wonderful aromas. What we want to do is we want to strain it. So I have a fine mesh strainer. Just put it over my bowl. You know, I'm using these silicone bowls. I love those things. You can do so much with them. And then just strain your stock. That's basically what it comes down to. Why strain the stock? Because you don't want all these little things floating in there. And remember, we were telling you earlier that not to worry about it, because we're going to strain it anyway. Okay? So there's the stock being strained, and it just adds just so much flavor to everything that you do. Okay, let me get rid of these. And we'll continue straining our stock. I'm using a fine mesh strainer, so if you don't have a fine mesh strainer, what you could do is just take some cheesecloth and put it over a regular strainer, and then that will also filter out a lot of the ingredients that you don't want in your stock. But you do want your stock to be nice and clear. That's an important feature in that. So now, once I have my stock, what I could do is to go ahead and freeze it, put it in a container. But I just wanted to show you, I've got a clear picture here. Just if I pour that in there, just so you'll see what it's like. And that's it, the essence of wonderful chicken and celery and onions and bay leaves and all those other good things, all combined in a flavorful stock that you really can't buy in the supermarket. But you can make it at home for literally almost nothing, because you already have these ingredients in your refrigerator. And that's the key to good eating.